morning everyone, hope you're all having a good day. This is Aisha Ahmed and I'll be your tour guide and assistant today. Join us today on this virtual tour as we explore the history of Ras Al Khaimah. This historical building you see today have many stories and unique historical background since it's approximately 200 years old. The building was built in the 18th century and survived the British attack of 1809-1819 outside the town wall and Ras Al Khaimah Old Town. From a simple fort, it was eventually developed into a larger fortified complex. It also later served as the residence of the ruling family Al Qawasim until 1964, when the ruling family decided to move to another building in Al Ma'mura. Later, it became a police headquarters and a prison, before it was finally converted into the National Museum in 1987, reflecting an eventful history. It has been continuously enlarged over time, displaying the rich diversity of the traditional architecture. Today, this building exhibits archaeological, ethnographical, and pre-oil time historical objects relating to Emirates of Ras Al Khaimah. Before we explore the museum from inside, let's first take a look to this cannon outside. The cannon has an important function on defending and protecting the region. The problem that faced archaeologists is all of the information faded away from the surface of the cannon. So, no dates. The cannon you see here was found from different places in Ras Al Khaimah, and as the effort of the Department of Antiquities and Museum of Ras Al Khaimah, they collected them and presented here in the front of the museum, showing the importance of it. Let's explore this unique building from inside. As you enter the place, you will be welcomed to the Majlis. What is the Majlis and what does it mean? The word Majlis comes from the Arabic word julus, which means sitting. So it's an area where guests are welcome to sit together. The Majlis were built at the front for the privacy of the family inside the fort. This is a male-only Majlis, so they won't be entering the courtyard or any other area of the house. It's also the place where the late ruler used to meet with his guests. They exchange news, communicating needs, issues, or whatever help they needed. The Majlis also a place of inspiration and exchanging wisdom between the member of the society and the generation. Look around and see this royal touch of interior design, showing the authenticity of the room as how it has been used since a long time. Now let's go inside the museum. You may notice that the entrance is a zigzag formation. This is a part of defense system, so it will be difficult to enter the building. If you see around, you can see these mannequins. This is not only a way of decorating the museum, no. This is a way to show the Sheikh's guard are always on alert. Moving now to the watchtower. This is the oldest surviving part of the compound. As you can see toward the north, that's where the attack come on when British soldiers attack in different times. We are now in the courtyard of the museum, which is the largest area here. This courtyard is an important space of the old-time lifestyle. Most life in the pre-oil and pre-federation was lived outdoors, from communal cooking to eat together with the family. The courtyard itself, as you can see, is dominated by trees, which typical in Ras Al Khaimah. So the courtyard is surrounded by the galleries, starting from the Malbasa room, which have been discovered recently, then the archaeology, recent discoveries, and the ethnography. One of the most impressive things that you can see from the Hadiqa is the unique doors in our surrounding. These doors come from the old building in Ras Al Khaimah that were donated actually by the homeowners when they started to modernize their dwellings. One of the beautiful areas that tells us how the family members were close to each others. Here we have the Liwan, the open area that works exactly like the veranda, where the family can sit and have their daily meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever you want. here, and they were making their own coffee, as well as we all know the importance of the coffee in UAE and the Gulf area. Alongside with the information about the building, we are now going to explore a unique structure here in the National Museum of Ras Al Khaimah, and the most significant one. Here we go. And lots of visitors are asking us about how people survive when there is no electricity. Here we have the answer. The bargil, or you can say the wind tower. The bargil was the air condition of the past. It works by catching the wind and flow it below inside the room. So it works exactly like the air condition, catching any breeze from any direction, funnel it down, as well as the room will be cool. Adding an important information, not everyone can have this bargil in his house. Why? Only the royal family and rich people like merchant, because it's too expensive and it needs a good architecture to build. Excavation across the Emirates have revealed a long number of quantities of poetries, jewelries, etc. This excavation shared that this area was inhabited since a long time before. Actually, there is some artifacts was found in the Stone Age, which is about 7,000 years. So this tells us that Ras Al Khaimah was inhabited even in the Stone Age. To know some unique stories, here we have an interesting one for you. This blue and white porcelain plate was found during an archaeological excavation in Julfar. A missing rampart was restored before the plate was exhibited and presented to the public in Ras Al Khaimah's National Museum. The news coverage of this exhibition reached the international publication, who then read by a person who has the missing piece. Several years later, the missing rim shard was gifted to the museum by a Swiss biologist, whose father has picked it up during a visit to Al-Mataf. After seeing the restored plate in the publication, he realized that he had the collected missing rim piece presented to the public in the National Museum of Ras Al Khaimah. As we have said that Ras Al Khaimah has a rich and unique history and artifacts, we are now going to explore a unique piece we have, the Jewish grave marker. The grave marker is reported to have been found by tribesmen in the Shamil area. So this stone is similar to the Cretaceous limestone, was found in the hills behind Ras Al Khaimah, and it's likely to be local. While the tombstone is undated, it can most likely to placed chronologically during the century of 13th century.